Hello, I'd love to share with you today the March Paper Pumpkin Fluttering Garden Kit. Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's card subscription program. Each month you'll have one of these glorious boxes delivered right to your front porch. Inside you'll find usually card kits and typically about 9 cards. And everything you need to create these cards is included in your kit. The Fluttering Garden is just a gorgeous set of cards with hummingbirds fresh out of spring. So you have all kinds of flora, fauna, and hummingbirds there. The sentiments are beautiful, they're lovely, and we will go through them as we look a little closer. This particular kit had card bases that were printed on the front and the back, the same pattern. So whenever I see that, I always consider cutting them in half or cutting them down so that I can get 2 cards out of one, and I'll show you how I did that this time. Here's a quick picture of what you will receive in your kits. The die cuts ready for you to just punch out, those card bases I was telling you about, the pre-printed envelopes that coordinate with them, a stamp set, an ink spot in basic gray, your embellishments, and some dimensionals. As a bonus, this kit includes not only the stamp set used in this card kit, but an additional one. So you have both the Fluttering Garden stamp set that we will be using on the kit and the Fluttering Hummingbird stamp set that you could use on this kit as well, or substitute different images or use it on your extra cards or future project. Let's take a look at this first card. You can see here how it was designed. Simply fold that printed card base in half, do some stamping on the front with your basic gray ink spot, add your die cuts, add your embellishments, boom, you're done. Let's see how I changed it up just a tiny bit. So here you can see instead of stamping with that basic gray ink pad, I used silver embossing powder. So you can see that shimmer and shine in the background. I feel like that silver foil look just goes beautifully with the basic gray cardstock. I added a mat of basic gray behind it, and just like I said, I cut down that card base so that I had extra to make even more cards. Here's that beautiful die cut hummingbird. And then in the place of a white die cut they have included in your kit, I added this silver foil little banner underneath. This says, "Have a beautiful Mother's Day," and on the inside, just a little piece of that basic gray and some silver foil to tie it all together. Because I have double the cards, I need more envelopes, and so I used 2 of the pre-printed envelopes on these cards. You can see that pretty floral pattern underneath, but one of them needed an additional envelope, and so I've just embossed the back of the flap. I like to do that just so when you reach in the mailbox, it's already beautiful and decorated on the outside. This next card you can see right here where they've stamped on the bottom front with the basic gray ink, added their die cut thank you and 3 hummingbird die cuts and embellishments, and it's done. Let's see how I have changed mine up. Here you can see where I've taken that card base, the front, and cut it down. Again, I've matted it on that basic gray cardstock, and instead of using the basic gray ink spot, I've used silver embossing powder anywhere that was stamped. Instead of putting all 3 birds on the front, which I felt was a little overkill, at least the way I assembled it, I added one on the inside along with some basic gray cardstock. I'm using the 2-tone cardstock, so I was able to use both the light and the dark side with a hint of that silver in there just to tie it all together. And the stamp at the bottom coordinates perfectly with the image at the bottom of the envelope. So that is card number 2. Card number 3 includes a circle sentiment with the stamped images going around the outside of that, like a wreath, and a couple of hummingbirds. Let's see how I changed it up. Again, you can see where I've taken that card base, cut it down, and I've matted it on the basic gray cardstock, just like all of the others. I've used the silver embossing powder again, and this time I added a silver foil circle behind that circle sentiment. On the inside, I just added a little bit of the papers again and another stamped image in the silver foil out of that kit. You'll also see where I've embossed the envelope flaps. Let me show you the products that I used for this. For the embossing, I used the Paradise Garden Hybrid Embossing Folder. I didn't use the die with it, just the folder by itself, and I love the finished result. For the circle, I used a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, as well as the little banner used here on this card. I used the smallest banner here and just kind of cut it to extend it across the width there. Want to see those extra cards I made? I used the April product of the month, the Eyelet Blooms die, and I took one of those card base fronts that were cut down, and you can see I've used that die on it, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's like it was made for it. Then I took some of the pool party cardstock to back behind it, and look how beautifully it coordinates with those envelopes as well. Let's see, I used, from my stash, I pulled the Words of Beauty dies, the Just Because on the front there. I've got some white, silver, and pool party. And then for the little foliage there, I used the Delicate Whispers dies. So you can see there's some vellum and silver and pool party. So, and then inside, I've just got a little bit of silver embossing with that same floral stamp, so it coordinates with the envelope. And this pool party ribbon is retired, I'm pretty sure. I have been wanting to use it forever, and I was able to. So absolutely, pull from your stash and create with what you already have. I love that. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be traveling to Nebraska for a memorial, and I'm going to need a few cards. I always like to have a few sympathy cards on hand. You never know when you're going to need them, and you may be busy and not have time to make one. So it's nice to be able to just grab and go. So for this one, again, I've got that card front, which was already visually textured, but I ran it through the embossing machine using the Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. I love this embossing folder, and I think it was perfect for this sentiment as well. I also used the Prayers and Promises stamp set for the sentiments, both inside and out. And from my stash again, some basic gray and smoky slate embellishments. So on the inside, I have just a little vellum leafy arrangement from the Delicate Whispers die, and then the sentiment on the inside, a couple of those pearls. So there you have it, my beautiful extra cards and all of the paper pumpkin hummingbird cards. Look at all of these cards that I have now. And they're all gorgeous. I love each one of them. Thanks for watching. Are you a Paper Pumpkin subscriber? Maybe you should be. Here's a peek at the April, May, and June kits, each one unique with special extras. You can sign up on my website, creatingwithchristine.stampinup.net. Aside from my Stampin' Up! Shopping site, I have a website, creatingwithchristine.com, where you can find retired products, guides, card and scrapbooking workshop kits available for purchase. That's creatingwithchristine.com.